to Spider-Man 3 Stays of Presentation. Yeah. I first saw this movie on Fox because at the time I just recorded, Spider-Man 2, 3, The Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man, and it was really awesome.
Well,
I do believe either I saw it in theaters or on TV or on DVD, but it was a pretty good experience. And it was like I wasn't like a fan of the character Venom for a long time, but once I got older and ever since I saw the Venom movie, I started became a fan of Venom. But yeah, once we talk about Venom, I'll like explain about this one. But for this version, the fact that Mary Jane now knows the identity of Spider-Man, it's a wild turn for him. Especially the fact that his best friend has now taken the mantle of Green Goblin, which is wild.
The new Goblin. And first, how did you get introduced to the movie?
yeah, just this typical standard TV spots and trailers that kind of, excited me to just go for it. And when I did, I was like, okay, this is cool. It's one of those movies where you think, oh, it's cool now, but when over time you're like, yeah, it's good, but there's still... But now, ever since, while watching the review, one of the most awesome and funniest reviews from one of my personal favorite YouTubers, Schaeferless Productions, it's a meme fest of a movie, I would say.
Yeah, and there's a reason why it's a meme fest.
Well, yes.
We'll get to that in a moment. But explain the details beforehand. Yeah. So in Spider-Man 3, Peter wants to propose to Mary Jane, and it was so nice of Aunt May to give the ring that Ben gave to her when they got married.
Yeah, it is. But of course, he almost lost it when he encountered New Goblin.
Yes. And this fight with him and the New Goblin was like intense.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Just imagine being longtime friends, but only to just fight each other. It's just kind of like depressing to watch at times.
Kind of reminds
All
me
because, of course, for a long time, ever since the first movie came out, Green Goblin got killed by his own glider, and he blamed Spider-Man for it. But finding out that Spider-Man is his best friend Parker, and now he's mad at Parker for killing his dad, and that's why he hates him now.
Yes. I was about to say what you were saying first. Kind of reminds me of Seth Rogen and James Franco. Yeah, because after Spider-Man 3, James Franco did a lot of movies with Seth Rogen, but James did some messed up things that I want to mention. But Seth Rogen made the right choice of not being friends with him anymore.
Man.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind James Franco?
Let's put in the page.
Okay.
I mean, I already know. I just don't want to get into it again.
Oh, he was in one of the Planet Apes movies. Huh. All right, what do you got here?
Yeah. Which part?
Oh yeah.
Out of all of the whole movie, which one is the best scene?
Is that a trick question or am I about to say it?
Everybody knows by now.
Of course. Yeah, the Bully Maguire scene where he does the dance.
That became a constant meme ever since, and a lot of people call it cringy.
It might be cringy just because they can't do it themselves.
Well, the reason he's called Bully Maguire is all because ever since Venom dropped down to Earth and possessed him and put on the symbiote spider suit, he became a changed man, changing his whole personality, becoming a punk and stuff. So that's why he's known as Bully Maguire.
He did some messed up things while he was gay, in his new form, Bully Maguire, he assaulted Mary Jane at the club, he messed up Harry's face, and look at him now.
Yep.
And
well, at least he wasn't rude to Aunt May.
Of course. And who else was I about to mention? Ursula, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But Christian, you always left this part with the landlord.
Oh yeah, because Well, he wasn't possessed yet, but of course the landlord was like asking for rent, and he's like, "You'll get your rent when you fix the dang door."
And technically, he was.
I'm sorry.
Technically, he was possessed because, of course, like when he said like he is a good boy, he's just making some kind of trouble. Yes, he is starting to become going into that phase.
Okay, gotcha. But I'm glad the landlord understands it, so he's not that bad after all. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, and the fact that he found out about his secret and all that, he kept it cool, like not revealing to anybody else.
I didn't know that they know his secret.
I mean, again, with the broken door and everything.
I see. Well, what's another, like, good scene?
Well, since we're talking about the Bully Maguire parts, like, yeah, of course, some of the quotes, like, I'm gonna put some dirt in your eyes. Yeah, because we also get introduced to, like, Eddie Brock in this movie. Even though he was mentioned in the first Spider-Man movie, it was, cool to see him in this one, but not all that cool, because we'll get to that. But, oh yeah, that fight with him and Harry, what happened? Gonna cry? Gonna cry?
Oh yeah, right there. Like their second fight, it was even much more intense because like, this one part I always die laughing. Like when he like after the part where Harry says, "Protected you in high school, and I'm gonna kick your little ass," and then Peter just straight up throws him into the stair banisters, just bam.
And yeah, the other part, like with him and Eddie Brock, is like, you want forgiveness? Get religion. And of course, Eddie Brock himself goes to a church. But this whole time, like, yeah, with Peter with this new Venom Spider-Man suit, he goes through a bell, and that that affects the noises that the symbiote can't handle, and eventually.
Yeah, because we all know that Venom is weak against sound.
Is he also weak against fire?
Yeah.
Which
is why like the explosion like killed him.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Well, since we're on topic of Venom, even though I'm a fan of Venom now, I don't like this version of Venom for a real reason.
And that counts as not really getting to the casting characters yet, but just save that for.
Okay, yeah. But basically, the Venom parts went into Eddie Brock, and now he wants to get revenge on Peter Parker. But we also get introduced to a new villain in this movie, Sandman. And, it's really sad because, he escaped from prison. All this just, like, go see his daughter. But, of course, his ex-wife doesn't want to because, of, like, how he was a criminal and all that. And
well, I think the reason he was being a criminal because he was, like, poor and broke. And, of course, his daughter was sick.
No.
He's trying to do that, too.
No, it's because, like, he was accused of, like, shooting Uncle Ben.
Yeah, and it wasn't him. Like he got so shocked because of his partner. He actually shot him by mistake. He didn't really.
Well, of course, in the first movie, that didn't happen. We don't think it was that dude, but of course they retcon it and have like the guy that plays Sandman kill him. Which of course he wasn't trying to shoot him. Ben was trying to talk him out of it until like. The partner from the first movie, like, spooked him, that made him shoot him.
Yeah, he just said that.
I just said that, but yeah, Sandman, aka Flint Marko, like, yeah, just wants to see his daughter, of course, but, eventually he goes to his, what would you call that machine, Rush?
Yeah, that would be, oh wait, what was it called? Well, I would be able to, like, look it up, but I can't because of, in StreamYard, but it was some kind of, like, some kind of genetics place, whatever it was called, but yeah, it was.
Because he actually went down it, and they started it because they saw a pigeon and all that, and just him becoming all sand. And that scene where he becomes Sandman, it kind of reminds me of like how they did it to Sandman in Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, of course, in just 7 of the CGI and stuff, but they still did it really good. And there's like one scene where Spider-Man fights Sandman where he punches him in the chest. That's because like they used real life fire that has lost an arm.
Oh yeah, now that he is fully made of sand, calling him Sandman, he just caused havoc, and this is where he fights with Spider-Man and stuff. But especially when they're underground in the subway, and there's just one part where Sandman was punching the wall. Thomas the Tank Church's arm actually got hurt because, the brick wall was supposed to be fake.
Really? I didn't know that. Gee
Like-
whiz.
Well, especially his knuckles, though. Yeah, that was like, ooh.
Yikes.
But still continue. And then, getting to the part where, Sandman and Venom teaming up against Spider-Man. And, just leading to this big fight, with Venom capturing Mary Jane, and then we see the biggest, Sandman monster. I was like, oh my god, the fight with, both of them, and, then before all of this, Peter's asking Harry for his help because what's going on. But of course, he still denies it because what's been going on with the both of them.
Yeah, but Jill, the butler that's been around, actually, revealed to him. It took it that long to tell him, about that in the first place.
I was gonna mention something about that, because when Norman died because of his glider, it should have been on the news. Of course, everybody had TVs at the time. Wouldn't Harry seen it though on the TV?
Exactly. Of course there weren't any cameras around, so, how would that be on the news?
Well, in No Way Home, Sandman was the only one to know about the deaths of Goblin and Doc Ock, so there's...
And how does he know that?
Because, unlike all the other villains, he was not the one to die in the third movie.
Well, true. Yeah, that is a good point. But, yeah, that's all thing.
Going back to the fight, with Sandman, Venom, and Spider-Man, there's this one part where, Venom is choking Spider-Man with, his Venom whips, and of course, the Sandman monster is crushing him by his big arm and force. But, we have Harry to, save the day eventually. And, this is, one of the saddest parts that he sacrificed himself because Venom hit him with his glider.
Oh, yeah, and, I thought it was also, one of the, metal, poles that, was used to, harm Venom.
Yeah, and before his death, of course, Peter found, his weakness again for Venom, it's the metal socks and everything. And of course...
Didn't Eddie Brock die too?
Yes.
Yeah, during, the explosion and all that, because he wanted the symbiote so back. But, of course, got killed overall. But, yeah. I just want to say, the late, reaction to, Peter when Harry died, he was like, wait 3 seconds. Harry! Why did you wait that long, though?
Okay, imagine this. Instead of 3 seconds, it's 15 seconds.
Oh, shit, he died. Harry!
Wow.
It's Tobey Maguire forgot what to do. It was I need to pick up. Okay. Harry! Okay, I'm sorry, I lost my timing.
Well, I think he just said that because of the way just Venom was about to throw him, because you know how sadistic he is.
Yeah, and of course, with the death of Eddie Brock and now Harry Osborn sacrificing himself, standing with Peter and Mary Jane. But we also get that scene with Peter and Sandman explaining, the backstory of, how it was, accidental and all that, and, that Peter actually forgave him.
Yeah, I do like that scene, though.
Yeah, but overall, this movie itself, despite, people's opinions about being, one of the worst Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, but I liked it in my opinion.
Yeah, it's so memorable. I mean, that's how we got used to the symbiote. Well, I was going to say that's how we got used to the symbiote spider suit. In our opinion, of course, it originated back in the comics.
Yeah, but overall, it was a very interesting movie, again, in my opinion. You guys?
Really great.
Yeah, a whole bunch, especially with the music with the birth of Sandman and him explaining how it was an accidental kill of Uncle Ben. It's mostly the music that gets me. It's...
Exactly. I fell in love with him too when I was watching that for the first time. Because he's really sorry for it, But, yeah. Alright, next up, the cast.
Alright, we got our typical cast with everybody reprising their roles, but of course there are some new faces to be explained about.
Yeah. So first up is Topher Grace, who played Eddie Brock in this movie. Now, Christian, you could give your opinion about Venom.
Okay, So, like I said, I am a fan of Venom now, ever since the Venom movie. But for this version of Venom, why did they make him skinny? Like, he does not deserve to be skinny. Carnage, yes, deserves to be skinny, because that's the point. But Venom is supposed to be very muscular. So why did they make him like this?
Well, you know, horrible miscasting. That's what it's all about.
Miscasting. And also the CGI back in the day, can't really do that much.
Yeah, but I just really didn't get that.
Yeah. The actor that played Eddie Brock, he doesn't get the attitude for Eddie Brock, but not Venom for all that, because, I must admit, and it was really cool to find out that Topher Grace, admits that Tom Hardy's Venom was better than his.
For fact.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad he admitted it.
Because he too agreed that the role of Venom didn't really work out with him, because, of course, of course he's saying, like, not being all that strong and all that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I'm glad that he agrees that all of us that version of Venom sucks and Tom Hardy's is better.
But yeah, with Topher Grace, how I first got introduced to him before Spider-Man 3 was, of course, one of his more popular shows, that 70s show, which was a good show. And yeah, his version of Venom and Eddie Brock. Okay, Eddie Brock, I give it a 7, but his Venom, a 2.
Yeah, a -1 for me.
Yeah, this is one of my introductions to him. Like I agree with your side on Eddie Brock, but with Venom, I mean, he gets a pass because the suit, it does look unironically cool. Like anybody else says, like I've heard them say otherwise, and by otherwise I mean I agree, like they say that it is great, but yes, he like why not stick to a freaking motion capture? Like that would be so much easier.
That actually makes much more sense.
I mean, yeah. Comparing to, like, Tom Hardy's Venom, like, Tom Hardy was the best, fit because of his figure, and that's why Venom was strong in that one. See, with Topher Grace, really seeing in that movie, depending on the body shape, depending on how Venom is, like, how big he is.
Yeah. But, again, Tom Hardy's is much better than Spider-Man 3 Venom.
Alright, next up, New Face. We talked about him before, but yes, Mr. Tommy Hayden Church.
Of course. But yeah, this is how I got introduced to Sandman overall.
I have to review this how I got introduced to Sandman, but how I got introduced to Thomas was, through Teen Titans.
Yeah, me too. Because he voiced a character named Killer Moth.
But I must say, he did really capture, like, the arc of Sandman, because with Sandman's story, it can go either way, but with him having a family, and, just him, doing this all for his daughter was really, it was really great for him, but really sad for everybody else.
Yeah. And another version of Sandman was in Spectacular Spider-Man, where it's just, like, a normal common criminal. But instead of, like, falling into a machine that turned him into the Sandman, he was actually experimented on by Dr. Octopus to become Sandman. But other works that Thomas Hayden has been was George of the Jungle, We Bought a Zoo, Daddy's Home, Over the Hedge, Max, George of the Jungle 2, and a lot of others.
Yeah, but over his performance was really great. I give it like 1,000. Like, he really captured Sandman, in my opinion.
Exactly. Like, I don't know anyone else that could play Sandman, but he did perfectly.
And yeah, the backstory of how he got to play Sandman was like through one of his other movies called Sideways, with him and Paul Giamatti.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because years later, Paul Giamatti would play Rhino.
Yeah. Which, well, it was really short-lived.
Yes. But your rating for Sandman?
Whoa!
100.
Ignore that voice crack. Well, of course, Infinity. Shut up. All right. Do you know the woman that played Gwen Stacy?
Yeah.
Dallas Howard.
Yeah, she was in Jurassic World.
Yeah, and that's one of the few times I got introduced to her. And she is the daughter of Ron Howard.
Interesting. So I sort of saw Jurassic World, the first one, because I was like my cousin's house like years ago, and she was like playing on like a TV and stuff, and I like saw like part of the editing and stuff. So, but what are your thoughts about her version of Gwen Stacy?
It's not really that good. No, I mean, like, she's good, but just not 100% good. You know.
I especially like that part where they're in the class and, Peter's showing her the middle finger.
She did. He did.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's been a long time since I've seen Spider-Man 3, so I don't remember how it went. But besides Spider-Man 3 and Jurassic World, she also did the 2016 Pete's Dragon live action, Rocket Man, one of the Twilight movies, The Help, On the Grinch Stole Christmas. I didn't even know she was in that one. Huh. But, yeah. I mean, she's alright in Jurassic World, but not in Spider-Man 31.
I give her a 5 out of 10.
4.
3.
2, 1.
And for Bruce Campbell.
I mean, again, he's been in all 3 movies.
Yes, but here's the thing, though. Even though he played the Major D, they were planning to have a Spider-Man 4 where they would have Bruce Campbell play the Mysterio.
Mysterio. Yeah, that's another thing with canceled plans and all of that. I know we're talking about the cast, but there were plans for this canceled Spider-Man 4 because, yeah, of course, we got introduced to Dr. Kirk Connors a long time ago, but there was supposed to be a movie about Lizard, Kraven the Hunter, Carnage, Blackheads, and much more.
Yeah, but at least we got Bruce Campbell to be the narrator for the Spider-Man games based on the movies.
I mean,
Well, just the third.
Mm-hmm. Of course, he's been called a Chance of Meatballs, where he voices the mayor.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. That Fat Albert type dude that had to be a.
Hey, now, person. Hey.
Well,
But other than that, he also was in Sky High, Doctor Strange, Into the Multiverse of Madness, The Amazing Spider-Man,
El Tigre.
a lot of what?
Oh yeah, El Tigre. That's right.
Have you heard of Maniac Cop?
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, apparently he's in that one. It's a 1988 movie. He's also in Cars 2 and a lot of other projects.
But of course, he's also known for like the Evil Dead movies, where he's mostly known for like because that was directed by Sam Raimi.
Huh? I didn't know that. Wow.
And that claims his cameos and appearances in the Spider-Man films, even the Doctor Strange movie, where he just makes a little cameo.
And there's a 2023 version of Evil Dead. Wow, it's not popular to get a new version. Huh.
Yes.
But even though I'm not technically a fan of Bruce Campbell that much, I still respect him and all of his works. I give him an affinity.
Yeah, out of all the characters he played in 3 films, which one was your favorite that he played?
The wrestling announcer.
Besides Spider-Man, of course, Cloudy Chest of Meatballs.
I was saying for his characters that he played, because he played 3 different characters in each film. For sure.
Oh.
Duh.
Well, okay. Since he was Avengers D and the third one.
But yeah, I gotta agree with Rex with him playing the ring announcer. And now, the Flying Dutchman!
And then Brian Joel Murray comes out. I am the Flying Dutchman. I'm here to take your soul. What's
Funny is because Reggie legit used that and that's line from my on the map when I was doing the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Wow. Let's see, anybody else?
This is how I got introduced to James Cromwell. Like, he played Captain George Stacy. I mostly know him as Yokai from Big Hero 6.
That's right. Yeah. What did you thought of his version of George Stacy under Dennis Leary?
He did all right.
Yeah. But I must say, I prefer Dennis Leary's version for live action because, more into the character, in my opinion.
I do too. No one to blame you. I mean, like he did good, but Dennis Leary's better.
Yeah.
He was also in the Babe movies.
Right. Yes. And I do believe he was also in like Revenge of the Nerds. Right. I just remember that.
And he's also in one of the Spirit movies, I, Robot, one of the Star Trek movies, and other projects I've not done.
Cool. Hey, anything else?
That's it.
Alright, from the cast. Alright.
What up? Oh yes, the many gifts. One of the many things that I do like when it comes to either movies or games or TV or anything like that is when you see certain scenes from different episodes, like different scenes from wherever you've seen them from. Like in the opening of Spider-Man 3, you see like previous scenes from both the second and first movie, and I like that. All coming together, and other shows do that too with, Justice League Unlimited. They show like previous episodes or episodes you're about to see, and Spectacular Spider-Man did that. Looney Six Unleashed. Which other shows did that? Like, there's a whole bunch of to name it. I just like that. And what I do remember from the DVDs featuring different commercials and trailers and stuff, 2007 was also the Spider-Man year for the game Spider-Man Friend or Foe. That falls into the Sam Raimi trilogy.
Really?
Yeah. And what's so funny was there were some characters that didn't even get introduced, like one of them named Blade.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, talk about the Sam Raimi, universe and the games. Can we also talk about that show with Neil Patrick Harris? Because you told me before, like, they were not supposed to use villains they already used for Sam Raimi's universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on ahead.
Oh no, that was it. Because with Neil Patrick Harris's like performance as Spider-Man, it was really good. But again, with the stupid rule of like saying you can't use these characters if they already been used and all that, which is fair because they used the same rule for the Amazing Spider-Man, but still, but it would have been cool.
Wait.
What can you do?
Wait, what do you mean by what was it that you said about Amazing Spider-Man?
The stupid rule, because with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, there were some villains and characters they already used.
No. I mean, no, dude. Like, I do know that part, but it's about what you said about Amazing Spider-Man. Like what was it? Like,
with I was going to that. Like with the Amazing Spider-Man, they could use characters they previously used, except like the exception of Aunt May, Gwen Stacy, and all that. But still, because they had to use different villains like the Lizard, Electro, and of course they used the new Goblin for Harry. But I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Anything else that I remember from it? Oh yes, now I remember. Back when I was still living in El Paso in my second house, I do remember having this freaking what was it? There were Spider-Man 3 related toys where there was the final battle. with like a Sandman and Venom and Spider-Man, and wow, do I ever miss that? Let's see, other different stuff that I remember from. Oh yeah, well I will say this, the symbiote spider suits, yeah, it did look pretty cool, that it kind of like looks much more different than, the OG symbiote, because that was said to be the most easiest Spider-Man costume to draw.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's just a black suit and a white spider, and then there you go.
I mean, yeah, legit easy.
And I do like how...
What do you think about the 1990s Venom from the original cartoon where he's like got that 3D effect on him.
It was awesome, especially Hank Azaria's performance as Venom.
Let's see, other different stuff. Other different things that I do remember as. Oh yeah, I also did like learn this too like a few days ago. Apparently, you know that news lady that was like reporting what was going on?
News lady. Which scene though?
It was like like before the final battle. It was.
Oh, her. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I had learned that she sadly passed away like long ago. I was like,
Really?
yeah, it was so depressing.
How did she die?
What?
How did she die?
Dude, why do you always gotta be Grim Reaper when it comes to this stuff?
Other than that, any more news from you? Fresh.
Well, that's basically all like the memorable stuff that I can like remember, that I can memorize.
True.
Even though like some of the characters we don't like that much, like Venom or their versions of Gwen Stacy and stuff, but Spider-Man 3 is pretty alright film. I give it a 9 out of 10.
For me, I give it a solid 10 out of 10 because of the story. What mostly got me, because I didn't mention it earlier, was like the part with Sandman and Spider-Man just basically explaining, Uncle Ben's, happenings. That's the part that gets me. So yeah, 10 out of 10.
For me, like put it in the middle as a 6, like like either good or bad, like in between. So there's.